got too many units, and we're gonna lose. It's at this point that I remember thinking, we're gonna get owned in our 5th placement match, and we're gonna get placed in gold or silver or something shitty like that, and it's gonna suck a lot of ass. But we do manage to turn this around, because immediately what I'm thinking now is we need to drop another gateway and start building more units and tech up and try to take out those drones. But what do you think, Some Hotful? What were you thinking at this time?
I thought that we had actually seen this moment because his stalkers were trickling in one at a time, and you had kept, somehow your zealots just kept coming, and I didn't know where they were coming from. And they're like super cheap or something.
Well, they were coming from my base, and they're not cheap. Like those 5 zealots here, that cost 500 minerals, which is like an expansion actually. What I did there was I let his marauders waste time, or waste the stalker's time, while I went in and I got about 5 or 6 drone kills on the Zerg, who's already weak. And a Zerg that loses his drones, actually it kind of does a lot of damage, because a Zerg's buildings, all of his production relies on larvae. So if you take out his drones, he's forced to make a choice. Does he make more units to fight, or does he make more drones? So what we're doing is constantly we're going to send half our forces on a suicide mission, like here, on a suicide mission to delay the other person's military, while the rest of our forces destroy all of his drones. That's a twofold attack, because one, it gets rid of it makes him lose his income for future production, and 2, it causes him to choose what to build with his larva. Does he restore his economy, or does he destroy his units? What do you think about that strategy, Some Hotful?
I think having all our forces together to destroy his forces, seeing as how, you know, we already kind of beat all his shit back with just a half-hearted shit that we were sending to distract, actually. So if we had the full force of all our units, we probably would have won faster.
See, this is why Some Hotful is a total noob, because he thinks RTS is about massing and attacking. I'm sorry, no offense there when I call you a total noob, but you know, I mean, I respect your decision, but I don't think that it's the correct decision in every case. What do you think, Some Hotful?
Like, I understand what you're saying. Like, if we don't take out his drones, then he can just keep pumping out speedlings and blah blah blah. But we won, like, with half units. We would have won it faster with full units.
Well, at this point, Thumper here calls GG, because the Zerg is pretty much destroyed. He had no drones, so he couldn't pump his units out fast enough. And now Blue is kind of not trying anymore. He got 3 warp gates, and he teched up to Immortals with his robotics facility. And I just noticed this, but he kind of built his robotics facility in a really bad position. Like, his Immortals, when they come out of his robotics facility, have a chance of getting trapped here if he doesn't set his rally point correctly, which is exactly what happened. It's actually kind of funny. I feel kind of bad for the guy. No offense, of course. But at this point, I remember thinking, he's going to tech air. We're going to switch. So I switched to Stalkers, and I asked Some Hotful to pump Marines. Is that what you started doing at this point, Some Hotful?
Tried to go Vikings as well.
I see.
And of course, I kept pumping my infantry like normal. I mean, 2 reactor cores is more than enough.
You can see here that Blue's just gearing up for defense. He's got a forge with cannon. He's got the Immortal there. He's got a whole bunch of range behind these warp gates. And look at that. He built another Immortal and didn't rally him in the correct direction. So now he's got two Immortals trapped in there. Not that it's all that bad, because we kind of have to go through those Immortals anyway. But right now we're trying not to let Blue lure us into range. And here Some Hotful is going to take over the army. He's siege moding his tank right now. And the awesome thing about StarCraft 2 is that you have perfect accuracy when shooting up from the bottom of a cliff. As long as you have vision, that one Marine over there was giving crazy hero vision to all the units. And all the units down here had free reign to just fire up on these units up on top, which is pretty sweet. What do you think of that change, Samhapo?
I think that it's more fair, but it makes less sense in terms of realism. But since we're dealing with, you know, some sort of futuristic space alien bug game, big a priority.
That's true. Well, I really want to thank you for joining me in this StarCraft 2 beta commentary. I thought it would be a lot funnier. Like, I thought you would start talking a lot more shit about me and try to ruin the video, which would have been really hilarious, but you didn't. But maybe, I mean, there's always next time, and maybe I won't even post this video if it gets too boring. Anyway, thanks for watching.